So yesterday we did equations of standard form, and we know that this is our h, this is our k, and to write our center it's going to be the opposite. And this is not our radius, the square root of that is our radius. So now we have the general form of a circle, and now we have to get something like this, and we're going to rewrite it by completing the square and make it look like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to separate this in two separate equations. We have the equations that have the x values, and we have equations that have our y values. One of the first things that we're going to do is whatever our constant is, we're going to subtract it and move it to the other side. So now that goes away, and we're going to have our x values, and we're going to go x squared minus 10x, and we're going to leave a space because we're going to complete the square because we want to turn that into a perfect square trinomial like we did like a month ago. And we're going to do the same thing for the y. We're going to have y squared minus 6y. Leave a blank because we're going to figure out what number we're going to add there to make a perfect square trinomial equals -9. But remember, whatever I add here, I have to add over here to balance our equation. Whatever I add here, I have to add over there. Hopefully you remember that we're going to get this middle number, which is -10. We're going to cut it in half and square it. So that's going to be -5 squared, which is 25. That means I'm going to add 25 here, and I'm going to add 25 here. I'm going to do the same thing for this one right here. I'm going to get -6, cut it in half. That'd be -3, and we're going to square it, and that's going to be 9. So I'm going to add 9 here, and I'm going to add 9 there. And all we're going to do is we're going to factor this trinomial squared and this trinomial squared. So basically, what two numbers multiply to 25 add up to -10. If you did your side work, it's always going to be this number right here. This is where we always keep our side work. So that means this piece is going to be x minus 5 squared plus y minus 3 squared. And when we combine this together, add them together, we're going to get 25. That means the center is the opposite of my h and k. So it's 5, 3. And my radius is the square root of that number, which is 5. Okay, we're going to do one more, and then you do the one in your notes, take a picture of it, and then you can work on missing assignments at one. Okay, on this one, again, same thing. We have, these are our x's, and then these are our y's. And we're going to move our -11 first to the other side. That goes away, and I'm going to have x squared minus 4x, leave a space because I'm going to write it as a perfect square trinomial. Same thing for that one. We're going to go y squared plus 8y, leave a space. -11, and whatever I have, I'm going to leave a space for that I'm going to add to both sides. I'm going to do my side work. I'm going to get this number and cut it in half. -4 divided by 2 squared. That's -2 squared, which is 4. So add 4 there, add a 4 there. Now I'm going to get this 8 right here. 8 divided by 2 squared, that is 4 squared, that is 16. So I'm going to add 16 here, add 16 there. I'm going to now factor this and rewrite it, and I'm going to know that now that's x minus 2 because -2 gives me 4. -2 times -2 gives me 4, and -2 plus 2 gives me this one, remember. So we have to figure out what two numbers multiply to 4, but add up to -4. And we're going to have x squared -2, or you can just look at these right there. And the next one is plus y plus 4 squared. And when we combine our -11, our 4, and our 16, we get that is going to be 9. That means our center is going to be 2, -4, and our radius is 3. Okay, so work on the notebook on your notes, and then turn that in, and then you can work on missing assignments.